Okay, so today is very exciting because I am going to be bringing my yearling colt into the arena and teaching him to lunge. This is actually the first time he's been brought into the arena to do any type of work at all. He's only been into the arena one other time, and I just let him loose to play in the winter last winter. So first of all, I'm just going to brush him. This is something that he's used to. I brush him all the time. Can we just notice how bum high this colt is? He is just gonna grow so much this winter. So excited. But anyway, so I'm just brushing him and then picking his feet. Again, these are just things he's very used to having done. He gets his feet trimmed regularly and brushed every so often, so it's really no big deal for him, as well as he's just naturally a very level-headed, chill colt. So anything for him, he just kind of takes in stride, and he's never really spooky or scared of anything like that. So I'm also going to give him a dewormer because he was due for one. I do this really quick. I feel like a lot of people don't like giving dewormers because they think their horses don't like them, but I honestly think the people cause more problems than the horses do. If you're just very quick, get it over with, they don't mind. I did try giving him some treats after, but he wouldn't take them because he doesn't trust me after that. So then I'm just going to take him to the arena. So before we start introducing him to anything new, I'm just going to let him look around and do some groundwork, some leading work. So just getting him to follow and then back respectfully. And again, this is something he's done before, so it's not too new for him. He does get a little bit distracted at times, but and this is actually the first time I've ever asked him to do a turn on the haunches. Can we just appreciate that hind foot in the ground and how he crossed over with his front leg every step? Wow, I honestly just love this colt. He's very smart. So I'm gonna ask him for a little trot. He got a little excited, but I made sure he knew that's not allowed, but then I just left it alone. I don't want to make a big deal over it. He's just having baby moments, and he's allowed. He's only 1 year old. So he's a little apprehensive to trot again, but he did it, and he did it well. Stopped nicely. Get a couple steps of backup. And again, like, he is quite a respectful colt. So when he does have those baby moments, again, I don't make a big fuss over it. I make sure he knows that is not acceptable, but then we move on. Yeah, he's getting very distracted out the window. Horses are actually running around out there, so I actually like when a lot of things are going on because it challenges the horse to stay focused on you. And he did a lot better after that. So before I just go and attach a big long lunge line to him, I'm going to get him introduced to the idea of lunging with just his little lead rope and halter. So he's not quite sure what I mean when I'm asking him to move forward without me. This is the first time he's been asked to do this. So I'm just staying around where my leg would be on his body and using my arm to ask him to go forward. And anytime he moves forward, I'm going to stop with my arm and let him know that that's the right thing. And I'm not being too picky about where he's going at this time. We can fix minor things later. I just want him to know the difference between when I'm asking for forward motion and when I'm asking him to stop. So I'm asking him to stop. I asked him whoa, and then I lifted lead rope and he stopped. So go the other direction, same thing. Again, he's so smart. He thinks he knows what we're doing already, but he does need to learn to pay a little bit closer attention. So again, I'm just going back to where my foot would go, and he's not fully understanding, but he has to do these things in order to learn. As soon as he goes forward, I stop, tell him he's a good boy. Ask him to stop again. Whoa. I asked and he didn't, so I told him and he did it. A little pet for a good boy. And I am going to introduce the lunge line to him now. He's never seen one of these. I didn't plan it, but everything is red today. I honestly think it's his color. He looks so good in red. And I've never really been a huge fan of the color red, so I surprised myself. Maybe his color will be red. Tell me what you think in the comments. What color you think I should make him wear.
I can't take it off.
And just to add, Johnny is still a stud colt, and so that's just a little added distraction that he may have compared to a gelding, but honestly, he doesn't act like a stud whatsoever right now, so I'm very grateful for that.
Good boy.
So once I have my lunge line situated, I'm just going to do the exact same thing I was doing before. And yeah, he's getting very distracted. These young horses have a very short attention span, so I think it's important to do, you know, only 10-15 minutes of work and then leave it on a good note.
So, shouldn't have a problem
So he's going around pretty nicely. He really wants to explore on his own, so I'm just going to tell him this is work time, this isn't play time. Again, look off in the corner, but we just want to give little reminders, keep telling him to go forward. I'm not going to be mean about it. I'm not going to be super nitpicky about it at this stage. I'm just going to tell him what he needs to do and make it really simple and clear.
Whoa. Good boy. Okay, let's go this way.
So again, going to the other side, and most horses will have a stronger and weaker side. So this side, he doesn't get it quite as easily, but that's just more reason to work on it. He's getting distracted again out the window. That's okay.
Good boy. Hey. Good boy.
And this is where he starts running over to that corner. Now, it could be because the gate is that way. A lot of horses will get like arena sour and want to stop at the gate or go to the gate. So I think that's kind of what he was testing out here. And it does get a little bit worse in a second. He's seeing what he can get away with if he can leave. But he's going to learn that he can't.
And whoa.
I asked him to stop. And he came back to me. So I'm happy about that.
Are there horses out there?
Other direction.
Good boy. Good boy.
And you can see a big difference here because he's not going, I mean, he's going to prove me wrong right here, but when they stop staying at the very end of the lunge line and they start to give you a little bit of slack, that's when you know they're really with you. So that's what I want ideally from him. But of course, it's going to be a challenge and he's going to have a very short attention span. Again, he's trying to run over to that gate. I'm just going to keep asking him for forward motion, not going to make a huge deal of it. Just keep asking him to go forward. He'll hit the end of it on his own. And he's just kind of realizing, okay, no, I can't just do whatever I want. So you can start to see that big difference here. He slows down his speed. He's starting to listen a little bit more with his ear. And he's putting a little bit of slack in there. But again, I asked him to stop and he didn't want to stop. So I asked him twice and then I told him and he stopped. So the other direction, same thing. He's putting a little bit of slack in it. He's listening with his ear. And he's going a little bit slower. Asked him to stop.
boy.
He actually stopped that time.
Good boy. Good boy.
And again, he's choosing to stay with me a little bit more and to listen. And he's still being a little bit distracted, but he's not trying to run off quite as much. And that's ideal. We don't want the horse running off while we're lunging them.
Whoa.
Asking for another stop.
Good
And he came to a
boy.
stop on his own, which is really nice.
You done for the day? We can be done for the day.
So I was happy with that stop. I was happy with those few lunging circles that we ended on. I'm going to leave it on a good note. It was about a 15-minute workout for him, little lesson, and he's going to get to go back with his friend.
Hi, Teddy. Here's your friend back.